Hi, I'm Megan, also known as Fried Meg on the internet. I'm the hands behind the art. Rooted in nature and finding fun in the mundane, my art is a playful mix of the outdoors and everyday charm. Whether it's a print that transforms a room or a sticker that brightens a small object, each piece is crafted to bring a little more happiness to your day. Or at least, that's what my website says. Social media sucks. Or, I guess specifically Instagram sucks. I just crave long-form media more and more these days. It's more sustainable, it's evergreen, and I think those are qualities that I really value, especially as an artist. So I want to try vlogging. Studio vlogs. I want to film content that I would want to watch and that I personally can look back on when I'm older and just have really sweet memories of what it was like to be an artist in my early 30s, struggling with how to fit social media into my life, and to maybe even look back and know that everything turned out okay. Because I mean, really, artists have been around much longer than the internet and social media, and artists have been able to make a living and have really fruitful, successful careers, whatever success means to them, without social media. And I want to see if that's possible. I want to prove to myself that it is possible. And I think making long-form content on YouTube might just be the way to do that. I used to make vlogs all the time for my Patreon. And I mean, they're still up there, but I stopped creating for like 4 months. Stopped using social media. I mean, I did get married and moved. So I did have some pretty big life changes, but it still feels hard to make video content publicly. The internet can be a harsh place sometimes. But no more. I will not be scared any longer because there has to be something else besides just creating reels for an algorithm, right? So I figure a good place to start is my sketchbook. I sketch whenever I can, which is usually nights and on weekends. But what I love most about sketching is choosing my materials before I get started, figuring out a color scheme, feeling the texture of the paper, feeling the texture of something like pastels, getting my fingers dirty. My sketchbook really is a be-all end-all for my creative process. A lot of things that I start in my sketchbook usually end up becoming prints for my Patreon, stickers for my shop, ideas for blog posts or videos. It really is just a dumping ground for all of my creativity. And I try not to put too much pressure on what goes in there, what things end up looking like, because it is just a sketchbook. But I feel like it's also a great place for me to have a fully rendered image, and I actually really love having like silly doodles next to like a fully formed landscape piece or a still life that I spent like hours working on in my sketchbook. I think it's totally fine to spend hours in a sketchbook on one piece. I'm not really in the camp of, you know, sketchbooks are just for doodling. They're supposed to be messy and ugly, which absolutely they are. The uglier the better. But I think it's also totally fine to create little mini masterpieces, you know? Not like today's drawing is a masterpiece by any means. It kind of borders the line of a small doodle and a final piece. It could even potentially be a sticker in the future, or maybe it doesn't need to be anything at all. Maybe it's just something that I created because I liked the colors and I like to draw oranges. I think I'm gonna end this video with a piece of advice that I found on a Reddit thread. I have health anxiety, also known as hypochondria, and I often find myself on Reddit for health anxiety related things, not so much social media related things, but I found this piece of advice and it really resonated with me, so I wrote it in my sketchbook. And it's, don't give the internet permission to give you anxiety. And I think specifically, don't let social media give you the permission to give you anxiety. And this is me not letting social media give me anxiety, because at the end of the day, I still want to share my art. It's never not been about not wanting to share my art with the community that I've made over on Instagram and the friendships that I've made over on Instagram. I just want what I create to have a long life on YouTube where it doesn't disappear after 5 seconds of being posted, and where it has a chance to grow into adulthood. You know, I want my art to have a long lifespan. I guess we'll see what happens.